Girls always jock me, I'm living the life. I got my 9mm in my Lambo now. Is this thing on? What's up guys, Mark here. In today's video, I'm going to give you my thoughts and some feedback on the SLR Magic 35mm Cine 1.2 lens for the Sony E-Mount system that I purchased. My goal for this video was number one is to explain why I purchased the lens. Number two, we're going to discuss the build quality. And number three, we're going to see if the lens has any character to it and also lightly touch on image quality. And number four, we're also going to touch on price and then we're going to wrap it up with a summary. With that being said, let's get into the video. So number one, why would I even purchase this lens? The native Sony glass is so sharp, I have to make a concentrated effort to make it not look clinical in post. Browsing around the internet, I found a few reviews that indicated to me that the SLR Magic 35mm may have a few vintage or unique features about it. So if the lens had the potential of not having a clinical look, I figured I'd give it a go.
Passion fruit spray?
Sure.
Another reason why I purchased this lens is because I didn't have a 35mm prime already in my kit. So I knew at some point I would need to fill that gap and I figured I'd give this lens a try. So let's touch on build quality. The lens has an all metal construction. And from what I understand, Cine lenses are built to last for decades. So this little lens with the Cine name on it and being built like a tank makes sense to me. The lens also has gears built into the body for pulling focus and also adjusting the iris. Having the gears built into the lens barrel is a great feature to have because now you don't have to go out and buy the rubber alternative ones to use if you want to pull focus. The lens does not have weather sealing, but at this price point, I don't expect it to have it. The lens mount also seems to have been machined extremely well. It mounts up to my A7 IV and my FX3 with a very pleasing smooth click. Now let's jump to image quality. I'm not a pixel peeper, but I will provide some sample footage for you to take a look at as I use the lens in different environments. For my usage and what I can see, the lens does produce a very nice and clean, sharp image when the focus is nailed. I would highly suggest you use focus peaking and focus magnifier and or an external monitor. This lens is 100% manual and your focus must be checked and double checked or it will severely punish you. With missed, focus, and unclear images when you get into post. With all that, let's go ahead and check out some sample footage. Let's go ahead and touch on character or maybe something cool and quirky about this lens. The lens has some very unique flares. My native Sony glass does not create flares, and if it does, it's very minimal. Having a lens flare and not having a lens flare is an artistic choice too as well. This is also one of the reasons why I purchased the lens because I was looking for something quirky or unique about it. Let's go ahead and touch on price. I picked up this lens at B&H Photo for $199, which I think is a complete bargain for what I got. So depending on where your budget is, $200 may be too much for an entry-level cinema lens. But for me, it really wasn't a bad deal. But to be honest with you, I know a couple guys that'll spend 3 or 4 times that on some chick named Destiny at the local gentleman's club.
Shake it, baby.
Okay, so in summary, the SLR Magic 35mm f1.2 for Sony E-Mount is a well-built, low-cost way to try out a Cine lens for your Sony camera. It offers a clean image and a little bit of character with those flares that it pops out. And as long as you take the time to nail focus, you won't want to throw this thing in the rubbish bin. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and I hope this video helped or provided value. And y'all know the routine. It's time for me to bounce, and as Yoda would say, smoke hole blown must be.